Hey guys, I hope all is well and jolly. That is a whole boo behind my head, but we're gonna digress. So I hope all is well and jolly. I hope that you guys are staying safe and keeping your mental health and physical health or what have you up there, especially at this time. Like it's really really crazy. It's really really hectic. Me personally, the anxiety I'm trying to keep at bay, the panic attacks I'm trying my damnedest to control. But therapy really helps. Being around my mom and my dog really really helps. So I'm just gonna keep up with that. But I do want to talk about yesterday's therapy session. Like you guys know, I just started going back to therapy. Like because of basically the coronavirus, there was a lot of concern and hysteria coming at me in different directions, and I just felt like I needed reinforcements or whatever you or what have you. So it's been like going really really well. Um, so yesterday I had a session and it was a hard session. It was a hard session. I was forced to speak out loud and confront myself on a lot of my bad habits and issues. At the end of it, my therapist tasked me with coming up with three things that I like about myself. It's not just like things that I like about myself, but like really in depth things that make me believe that I'm a good person. Like I can tell you that I'm a good person. I do really good things, but sometimes I have a hard time believing that, and that's because as we confronted in therapy, I carry a lot of guilt. I carry a lot of anger and sadness. Like I can be very, very mean to myself at times, and I realized yesterday that that's because of things that I haven't let go of. Like for a lot of things I'm still living in the past, and I need to be in the current. I need to accept and forgive myself for a lot of stuff, and I have a hard time doing that. um so she's so disrespectful. Are you leaving? Hang on. Go see your grandma and herself. Go. Sorry. One of the things that we talked about was me being a good person. She thinks I'm a good person. I mean, I know I have good qualities. I know I do good things, but I do struggle with some things. Like you guys know that I had two abortions in my past, and it's even though it's been so many years, like I still carry so much guilt about it. Like the first one, I was very very young. I did not have a great support system. I did not have a massive amount of information. Um, it I made a decision. I made a decision to terminate because of where I was at that moment. And like what my therapist helped me see, like who knows where me and my child would have been. Me and my child would have been if I decided to keep it. I'm not saying that that justifies anything, but that is the decision that I made, and that is what worked for me in that moment. Several years later, I did get pregnant again, and I did have another abortion, but this time it was for medical reasons, and I did feel like I was being punished. Like it that's kind of started it didn't start the spiral of the feeling of worthlessness or feeling like I'm not good enough. Like that was there, but then like having this pregnancy and how it did, I felt that I did not deserve to be a mom because of what I had done in my past. um so it what made it worse was that the person who I was pregnant by, the person I was in love with or what have you, when I had a baby on me. So I was just like, damn, that's just like I can't win. And I think that's the spiral was already there, but I think that's when it started to go out of control. I just started to feel super worthless, and like I just wasn't good enough. And from there I found myself involved with people who I think fed off of that. Um like I would engage in a situation or a relationship with someone because they were there at that moment. They filled a need that I had at that moment. Realistically, logically, without saying it out loud, I knew that whatever I was engaging in wasn't going to go anywhere because I didn't want it to. I didn't want to feel like I could be this great person because I felt like I was a great person in my past to someone else. And how it turned out was just like, damn, you're really not good enough. You're not this great person. And I kind of just like, I manifested that. I manifested it so much that it just resulted in me just being like, nobody's ever really gonna want you, so why do you want yourself? You know, it's a crazy, it's very fucking crazy when you say it out loud, but that's just the thought process. So yeah, so yesterday, like, we discussed that, we covered that, and we discussed that, and we covered that, and I confronted other things as well, like my need to have someone around me. Growing up, growing up, you know, and up until now, I always felt super lonely. Like, oh my, sorry, I always felt super lonely. Like, I have tons of family, you know, I have tons of friends. I have people who are there for me, but I don't have that person, you know, like nowadays it's just like, you know, somebody just drops dead. Who do I have to hold me? Who's going to be there for me? Like, I legit have nobody. Like, growing up, I had my parents, I had my sister, I had my nephew, I had my cousins, but my parents have each other. My sister has her son. Then there's me. When it's my friends, they have their family, they have their friends. Then it's me. My cousins, they have their family, they have their friends, they have their support system, and then there's me. I knew then and now that I lie somewhere in a balance, but I never had a person to just be my person, you know, to just like support me and hold me down when I needed it the most. And I think I've been longing for that person forever, that I just found myself with anyone who gave off that full sense of security. And I think at some point they knew that, because I was so desperate to have a person. Not even like, it's not even with me saying it out loud. It's just like, I guess the energy that you give off with me saying it out loud, it was just like, it was a hard reality. It was a hard reality. It was sad, like, crying, like I said, and it just came down to, you know, you can't harbor those feelings, and I've been harboring them and feeding off of them and letting that negative energy just consume me so much that I found myself breaking down at every level. And it's just like, how do you get yourself out of that? And I think the start is by finding something that I like about myself, and that shit is so scary. Like, I don't know where to start, you know? Like, I don't know where to start. I mean, I can't say, oh, you know, I like my smile. I love my smile. Don't get me wrong. I love my smile. I think it's a beautiful smile. And when I am cheesy and my eyes are closed, well, not really closed, but I look like my eyes closed, like, those are the best smiles, you know? Like, I'm in the best mood in that regard. But I can't say something like that, according to her. It has to be something thought-provoking, something that makes me truly believe that I am a good person. It has to be three things. Like, where do I find three things at? I have one. I have one. I'm not gonna share with you right now. Maybe next week. I have one, but like those other two, man. So yeah, I have to find three things that I like about myself that make me really believe that I am a good person. And Lord knows how terrified I am. Bye, guys.